Release the Kraken!
Welcome back, fellow game designers. In our last video, we went ahead and made our hero ship. And this one, we're going to head and take our UVs over into Photoshop so we can texture it. My voice is a little bit raw. Hopefully you can still hear me. A bit of a cold, but hopefully everything will be fine. Anyway, go ahead and open up your UV editor. Go up to UV's UV editor. Or if you don't have the UV editor over here, make sure you're in modeling. That way you have that. So UV's UV editor, and we'll have our UVs. Make sure your ship is selected and you are in object mode. And then we'll go up to image, come down to UV snapshot. And we're going to take these into Photoshop. We'll go ahead and just change the name of this. So at the end of this long line here, the very last thing, just after images, there's a /. That's where the name goes. You can type it in manually here, or you can just hit browse, and you can drop it in here somewhere. I'm going to do this one as hero ship underscore UVs. Let's save. I'll do my image format as a PNG file. And then for my size, 2048 should be good for both of these. You can pick an edge color if you like. The standard white is fine for me. And then we will hit apply and close. And once you do that, you should have an output line here that should say where it went. If you get an error, that means it didn't work. Make sure your ship is selected in object mode and try again. Alright, let's hop over into Photoshop. So here we are. And I'm going to go up to Open File. And then locate your texture, wherever you saved it. The default folder is Documents, and then Maya, Projects, Default, and then Images. If you saved it somewhere else, you'll have to find out where that's at. And then in my search bar, or my file name here, I'll just do Hero UVs, and there it is. And I can open that. Okay, so here is my palette. I'll just go ahead and rename my layer. This is going to be UVs. And I'll throw on a background, come down to this little circle, hit it, and get solid color. Yeah, black will work fine. Hit OK. And I'll drop that in. Make sure that's on the bottom. You can see it is there. And thickness of my UVs, just go ahead and double click the layer. That'll open up your layer styles, and we can go to stroke. And that looks pretty good. Adjust the size however you like. The position should be set to outside. And then you can pick a color. And then if you're happy with it, hit OK. And I will lock my UV layer so I can't accidentally mess with it. And I'll do the same thing for my background. And now I'll create a layer to put my color on. So I'll hit a new layer. I'll call this color. Pick the color that you want. Now if you recall from our reference images, if I turn the reference back on, the ship's original reference shows that it's red with a blue window. So I'm going to go ahead and match this color. Pretty easy. And I will pick on my brush, I'll get a pencil, pick a brush size that I like. You can do that by right-clicking, and then you can open up your brush menu. That's a good size. And then I'll pick my color out here, and I will just paint where my UVs are. Okay, and I'll paint the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and create a window here. For that, I'm going to use my shapes. So go ahead and grab the shapes tool here. Click and hold to pick your shape. I'm going to go ahead and grab the triangle shape here. I'm going to change the fill color of my triangle to this blue color. But if you don't have this blue color, you can click on the color window here and then pick a color that you like out of here. I kind of like that. And then for the border or the stroke, I'm going to turn that off. So now when I drag my triangle, it should just be a blue triangle. I'm going to go ahead and spin it. Hover your mouse just outside one of these corners. You'll see it turns into a curved arrow. And I'll hold shift so I can snap rotate. So I'll click and drag. Good. I'll grab my move tool. And then I'll move that into position. Now you need to know which one is your top and which one's your bottom. So if I look at my ship here, the bottom has this square block at the bottom here, and then two little triangles, well, 4 triangles. And the top has this crisscross Okay, so if I look at my picture, this is the one with the square bottom and then the 4 triangles. This one has that crisscross, so I know this one's my top. So I'll move this into position. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to save this. I'm going to go up to File. I'll do a save. This is going to be my hero ship texture. And I'm going to save the Photoshop file. So now we have the Photoshop file saved, and I can come back and make changes if I want to. But the actual file I'm going to use is going to be a Targa file, because it's a little bit smaller. So I'll go to File, come down to Save Copy, and then we'll change the file type to Targa. And then I'll just change this from ship texture to ship albedo, because an albedo is just your color without any shadows on it. So here's our albedo. I'll hit save. 24-bit is fine. Jump back into Maya. All right, go ahead and select your ship. Make sure you're in object mode. And then we'll go up to rendering. And then pick one of your shaders. This is going to be a metallic color, and I also want some reflectivity for the glass. So I'll just go ahead and pick a blend. This will be pretty good. Is this third one here. I'll grab the blend and then change it. This will be my ship texture. And that's our hero ship. Go down to color, hit the checker box, select file, and then folder, and then locate your file. Once you locate your file, hit open, and then press 6, and it should pop up. And there is my texture. And you can see, because I have the UVs turned on the picture, that they are drawn on here, which is pretty handy if you want to do an outline. In my case, I don't want the outline, so I'm going to go back into my file, and inside my Photoshop file, I can make some changes. So I'll go ahead and just turn my UVs off by poking the eye here. Then I'll go up to File again, make sure I save the Photoshop file, and then I will also save my copy, change my file type to Targa, and I'm going to look for my ship albedo. There it is. And I'll save over my ship albedo. Yes. 24 bits. Jump back into Maya. And if I select my ship, I can come over to the texture sample. Just go ahead and poke it, and it should update. And that is a quick texture on our very simple ship. Hopefully you learned something new. Make sure you save your work, and I shall see you next time. Hey guys, thank you for checking out my channel. Miss Dinah and I both thank you. If you enjoyed that video you just watched, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Or if you want to support the channel, check me out on Patreon or pick up one of my books, Life and Times Dinah Marton or The Guardian's Path of Ascension. Speaking of which, I'm converting The Guardians into a graphic novel / comic book series. Here is a sneak peek. My wonderful artist, Patrick, is doing a great job. I'm excited. I want to push this out as soon as possible. So definitely keep your ears and eyes open for that. I'll be making announcements as we get closer, and I'll post some shots of that as we go. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can check me out on Twitter. I guess now it's X. Who does that? It's BruceRF1 at Twitter, or at whatever the new thing for Twitter is. Anyway, hopefully see you there, and I'll see you guys next time.